That's the thing. Oscar De La Hoya told us, and credit to DBN, he got the motherfucker on camera basically saying that GGG is next. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 2K the God. Welcome to the Gods of Boxing Talk. As you can see, again, one half of the unit is missing. You know what I'm saying? But I got supplements. My man KaShad from Little Rock and my man Bo from Shot-Town. All right. For this segment, we want to do the breakdown of this weekend's biggest fight. Unfortunately, it's man. I'm not even excited, B. I'm caught right now. I should be saying this weekend's biggest fight. You know, Canelo, Arislandi Lara 2, Canelo, Demetrius Andrade, Canelo, Vanez Martirosyan, any fucking body. But instead, I'm saying Canelo, Liam Beefy. Man. Anyway, Liam Smith, he's 23-0, 1 draw, 13 knockouts. He's 5'9 and a half. He boasts a half-inch height advantage. The nigga don't even got a reach listed, B. You can't look up the nigga's reach. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to go to his damn fights and look in the beginning of his fights and hope that the UK actually listed a fucking reach and metrics for this motherfucker. Come on, B. You know what I'm saying? But he's the WBO champion after he beat Allen Iverson's college basketball coach, Mr. John Thompson. You know what I'm saying? He is the WBO champion. Let me stop going in on him, man, because the British going to go crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? He's going up against Canelo, 47-1, 1 draw, 33 knockouts. He's 5'9", has a 70.5-inch reach. I do believe Liam Smith's reach is longer than Canelo's. Man, I got so much to say about this fight. I'm going to go to my man Bo first. Bo, how do you see this fight? Break it down and give me a prediction at the end, boss.
Man, listen, man. I'm glad to be here. Glad y'all got me. Hey, Seth, we gonna pour out a little liquor for you, man, because you ain't here. It's water, man. My wife got me on the diet, but
oh, shit.
That right there, pouring out that water was probably the most exciting thing that we gonna talk about during this whole segment. Yep. Look, you know what? The reality is, this is a joke to me, not as far as the opponent, but the fact that you're actually fighting for a belt that Demetrius Andrade held, and he was chasing your ass down to fight him for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the part of the joke is to me. Yeah. Like when Floyd Mayweather didn't fight Manny Pacquiao, the replacement fight was Miguel Cotto. So you didn't fight the guy who wanted you to see, but you still fought another top guy. So if you don't fight 3G, you at least should have fought another top guy.
Yeah.
At 154.
That's why I mentioned those guys, exactly.
Right. Yep. You know, I mean, J-Rock, another top guy. Yep. Because the reality is Canelo is a big payday. Yep. For anybody. I mean, it's as much as we don't want to say it, it's a big payday. What Canelo Alvarez got to understand is, listen, I don't know if it's Oscar or what, but the move that's being made for Canelo Alvarez are moves that's making him look bad in the eyes of the public. You don't call a guy in the ring, give him big boss talk, then drop your belt. Okay? That's just something you don't do. And then continue to give big boss talk. I think he just said recently something about what I saw last night. I knock him out. And Oscar talking about something. Yeah, you know, the fight gonna happen on our terms. So, you know, it is what it is. We got the, you know, as a supporter of the sport, I'm not gonna pay for this fight. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm illegally watching this shit.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
Hell yeah. I'm not gonna pay for it. You know, I just if we go back to fights that happened this weekend, Comey. We didn't know that much about Comey, but the one thing about him was we knew he had a punch, so we was a little bit worried about Easter because Comey had a punch.
Right.
Same thing with Kovalev and Andre Ward. We worry about this fight, although Andre Ward is more superior with the ring IQ and probably everything else, but because of Kovalev's punching power, we realized there's a chance that he can win this fight. Well, there's nothing I've seen about Beefy that makes me think Canelo got a goddamn thing to worry about. The only difference between Beefy and Amir Khan is Beefy probably got a better fucking chin. Outside of that, I don't really see much about this fight that's going to make me worry. And then it makes me think, where do they go from here? Because if you win the title at 154, I don't see any of them dudes that 2K just named, or any of the top dudes at 154. I don't see y'all fighting them dudes. And if you breaking your ass to make 155, you killing yourself to make 154 for what?
Right.
So, you know, I got Canelo winning this fight early. I think he just got too much experience from the, he got over 300 some professional rounds in, according to Beefy 100 and something. And then the people he been in there with, Floyd Mayweather, Trout, Lara, Angulo. So, you know, I just don't see, I mean, it's a big hill to climb. Beefy will give a good account for himself. I know he will, but Canelo is just too much. Canelo gonna be too much for him.
KaShad, what do you think of this fight, man? Give me a prediction at the end, B.
I get to the prediction. I'm gonna kind of add on to what Bo said. I think Oscar making Canelo look like a bitch, and I think it's purely for money. I think it's all around money, but it's like you can't feel. I mean, when you think of Canelo right now, society and sport has, you know, connected him to Gennady Golovkin. So it's like when you think of this Liam Beefy Smith fight, no one gives a fuck about it because we wanted to see you fight Gennady Golovkin, or at least somebody who was a 160-pound middleweight, or somebody who was 158 pounds, or somebody who was 156 pounds, because you were, you know, supposed to be gradually working your way up to Gennady. You know what I'm saying? But you went down to fight, you know, Beefy Smith, and you didn't fight J-Rock, you didn't fight the Charlos, you didn't fight Erislandy Lara, and we know Oscar's not gonna let that happen again. But I don't really feel bad for Golovkin. And it's like, I can understand why people would feel bad, and I can understand why people just, you know, will feel like I do. Because Golovkin, the same thing that's happening to him right now is what he did to Andre Ward, and everybody thought it was cool. So I'm gonna say that Canelo, like, is gonna win this fight against Beefy Smith. Beefy gonna look alright, I guess, you know, because he does have a chin, but Canelo gonna beat him. But where does Canelo go from here? And they better hope them seats fill up. You know, Bo said he illegally watching the fight. Who the fuck going to this fight? Because they got it in the stadium. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm in Texas, B. The Mexicans out here, and don't be saying I'm racist because my goddamn wife is half Mexican and my kids got Mexican in their blood. Anyway, the Mexicans out here, B, they love Canelo. When he fights in San Antonio or anywhere in Texas, Mexicans flock to his fights, B. That's who's there.
Okay, well, let's say he gets the gate. He ain't gonna get the pay-per-view.
No,
you know
I don't think he will.
But where is this fight gonna take Canelo? This is why no one cares about it. You know what I'm saying? But like, what is he doing? Golovkin has nobody to blame because he could have went down and took on Canelo. You know what I'm saying? If you could go down and take on everybody else, and you can, you know, shift around these weight classes like you say you can. I don't know. Like, you see how I'm not talking about Canelo, Liam Smith? It's because it doesn't even matter. All that matters is Canelo and Golovkin. Like, that's what we want to see, or Canelo and some middleweight and something like that. So, I think. Say something. What you gonna say?
I was gonna add on one thing that you said to your point about not feeling bad for Golovkin. Is you had agreed to let Cotto fight Canelo without getting something signed that you was next, getting something on paper saying that you were next. Then let him fight Amir Khan without getting something on paper saying that I'm next. So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And that's why I don't feel bad for him.
I think, Bo, I'm going to add on to that. I think they were waiting for the purse bid because the purse bid was going to get them a split of money that they probably didn't deserve. You know what I'm saying? And Oscar's trying to basically pull a scenario that he pulled on Floyd where it was like 80-20. Wasn't that for that fight?
Yeah.
Floyd, he's trying to do that to Gennady, and the purse bid would have, you know, messed all that up. So I think that's why they didn't. I think that's why he relinquished. But I think Oscar's making Canelo go back on his word. I think Canelo genuinely thought when he pulled dude in the ring, he was gonna fight him next, and it just didn't happen.
So how you think this fight is gonna play out? Like, what is it gonna get? Beefy gonna get knocked the fuck out?
I don't think he's gonna get knocked out. I think he's gonna get stopped. I think it's gonna be like the Canelo Angulo stoppage, like towards the mid to late rounds. I'd give it to like 7 to 9. I think Beefy's gonna come out, probably get a jab in Canelo's, slew-footed, cement-chewed ass. But then Canelo, he has deceptively fast hands.
Oh yeah.
His upper body movement is pretty good. He picked up one thing from the Mayweather ass whooping, a pull counter. So I think he's gonna beat him, but it's gonna be a stoppage. He's gonna catch him on the ropes, or he's gonna hit him in the center of the ring, and he's gonna fall back to the ropes, and he's just gonna get stopped. It's gonna be up.
Yep, I agree, man. When I break this down right now, let me just say this. First of all, I've got videos on my channel eating Canelo's ass. No homo. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo has been fucking up for a very long time. And when I do this breakdown, it's going to sound like I'm a fan of Canelo. I'm absolutely not. But I call shit as I see it. If I cannot be a fan to the 100th power of a motherfucker, but if I feel he's going to really beat the shit out of somebody, it is what it is. You feel me? Now, in this case, Canelo's going to beat the shit out of Beefy Smith. Why? Let me go with the pros with Leon Smith, man. First of all, he throws a beautiful uppercut. He does. When he's kind of on the inside, he can hit you with an uppercut from either hand, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's on point. He throws it right where he wants it to land. Beautiful punch. He also murdered Allen Iverson's college basketball coach John Thompson with a straight right hand. Murdered him. You know what I'm saying? My man hit that motherfucker. My motherfucker leaned on the ropes. Then fell straight down like this, nigga. Done. You know what I'm saying? Went to sleep. Alright. He's a nice body puncher. He's not great, but he's nice. He mixes up his combinations, you know what I'm saying? And he also throws a nice little left hook to the body. I say little left hook because it's been against C, D, and F level fighters. You know what I'm saying? His cons, absolutely. No head, no upper body, no lateral movement. My man stays directly in front of his opponents. An amateurish mistake, B. Now, I watched him hit the pads with his trainer. And, I still train when I can, pretty much about 4 or 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm nowhere near what I used to be. Now, I still fuck a nigga up. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But I'm nowhere near what I used to be when I was like 14, 15. Leon Smith looked like me. A man in his 30s hitting the fucking pads. He looked just like me. Okay? Then, when I watched him spar with Kell Brook, now Kell Brook looked like shit, and we already seen the result of his fight. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he looked like shit in the sparring session. He did better in the fight, but nevertheless, he got knocked out. Okay. Beefy looked like an amateur in the damn sparring session, bruh. So many mistakes I'm pointing out while I'm watching the sparring session. Okay? Let alone him looking like an amateur in his fucking professional fights. Yes, he looks good against C and D and F level fighters, B. But given his style does not transfer. There's guys that you can look at and say, yeah, that guy, if he fights an A-level fighter, he could probably do that against an A-level fighter. You can make a conclusion. You can come up with a well-educated analysis of a guy's style and say, yo, he might be able to do that against an A-level fighter. But at the same time, you can come up with a well-educated analysis of a fighter's style and say, yo, he will not be able to do that against an A-level fighter. And that's what the fuck I'm doing with Beefy, dog. He has no defensive ability. He just goes like this. He doesn't move his head, doesn't move his upper body, doesn't have any lateral movement. And he comes straight forward, right in front of you, which plays directly into Canelo's style. He's going to step back, and as my man KaShad already said, learned from Floyd Mayweather, he's going to use the pull counter all night long. You see my head? You see my head? You see my head? This is what's going to happen to Beefy. That's what's going to happen for as long as the fucking fight goes. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen. Okay? Another thing, same criticism I have with Andy Ruiz against Hughie Fury. Andy Ruiz has fought 3 times in 4 months. He's fought in July. He didn't fight in August. He just fought last weekend against Franklin Lawrence, and he's fighting again next month against Hughie Fury. That means his stamina gauge is down Kind of like Fight Night Champion. If you don't rest, you're going to go into the fight with less stamina than you did if you rested, right? Same thing here. Beefy just fought in June, okay? July, August, September. 3 months, people. So that's 2 fights in 3 months. And it's
but
against...
I gotta say, Ruiz and Beefy they ain't fighting no damn body, though. Like,
I understand that.
This fight,
no.
It's like practice.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But see, Bo made a very good comment in another podcast that we did a little 2 days ago. He said, training takes a much harder toll on the body than the actual fight itself. So he's actually in training all this time to fight. I forgot who the fuck he fought. Probably Tom Cruise. Knocked him out in the second round. It was a dude named Predrag Radasevic. Nobody knows him.
Yeah.
He fought him, knocked him out in the second round. Yeah, knocked him out in the second round. But he trained for that fight. He's supposed to do an 8-week training camp, okay? If he did an 8-week training camp, he did what he's supposed to do. But then he's jumping right back into another 8-week training camp immediately with no rest. That's bad, bro. That's a bad look, especially when you're going in there with the likes of a guy. Now, again, it's going to sound like I'm a Canelo fanboy, but it is what it is. You're going in there with the likes of a guy that has the skill set that you have never seen before in your career. You see what I'm saying? That's the fucking problem. If he's going to fight a guy like Liam Smith that still makes amateurish mistakes, he's going to jump in a ring with a guy like Canelo, who is levels ahead of Liam Smith, in my opinion, okay? Then you need all the rest you can take. You need all the mental stability. You need to hone your technical ability because Canelo's a technical fighter. You understand what I'm saying? So, man, him not having the proper rest, that's another thing that I'm putting an asterisk on. Also, he has scar tissue on his right eye. Okay, he was cut against a guy named Zoltan Sarah in 2014 above his right eye, and it required stitches. Again, if I know, Canelo knows. You know what I'm saying? So what's gonna happen? He's gonna be targeting the fucking right eye with what? The jab. I mean, come on, man. This fight has a foregone conclusion. Oscar De La Hoya knows exactly what the fuck he is doing. Now, you two don't get it twisted. I hope to God Liam Smith goes in there and knocks Canelo out in the first round. I hope to God. Because they're cherry picking. They're doing what Danny Garcia did with Mauricio Herrera. They're doing what Danny Garcia is about to do with fucking John Molina Jr. Okay?
I hope it don't happen, man.
Yeah. They're doing what fucking Adonis Stevenson did with Tommy Carpensy. They cherry picking. And I hope he knocks him the fuck out. But I gotta be realistic. I think Canelo's gonna beat this man. Beefy has a beard, I guess, against C and D level fighters. But this is, like I said, a type of talent that he's never been in the ring with before in his career. And I think the lights will get to him. He's coming to Texas. I think the lights are gonna get to him. Now, a couple things that he's saying, I'll get to you in a minute, KaShad. A couple things that he's saying is, one, I'm coming to knock Canelo the fuck out. That's one of his quotes. Another quote, he said, I'm going to do to Canelo what Buster Douglas did to Mike Tyson. I got Canelo in about 8. Go ahead, KaShad. What are we going to say?
Man, I was just going to say, like, Beefy, his only chance in this fight would be if Canelo takes off rounds. Yeah. And he can just like flurry him and jump on him. Like, I'm counting him out in this fight, but I guess I could say that's the only way I can see him winning. Yeah. I don't see him knocking him out or knocking him down because he hasn't fought in the level of competition that Canelo has. So yeah. He's just gonna have to pray for those moments where Canelo's taking a nap in the round. One thing he said about his defense, when he clams straight up, all the Smith brothers do that.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Now, Callum attacks better out of that defense, but I think all of them like kind of just shelled up like that. So they daddy might have taught him that. So
I think, and to put on record, man, Liam Smith is not even the first or the second best Liam Smith brother in my opinion, or Smith brother in my opinion. I think Callum's the best. I think Steven Smith, who fought Jose Pedraza, I think he's better than Liam Smith. The only one that he's better than is the journeyman Paul Smith. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. This is an easy fight to call. A lot of people have a lot of wishful thinking. A lot of people that I respect, they have some wishful thinking. They think Leon Smith is gonna go in there and give Canelo some trouble. He might. He just might. I'm hoping they're right. I'm hoping that I'm wrong in this scenario. Fellas, y'all got anything y'all want to add?
Yeah, if Leon Smith wants to win, he's going to have to knock him out. He's not going to get a decision against Canelo.
Oh, absolutely not. And we've seen that. We've seen that against Arislandi Lara with the 117-111 scorecard. We've seen that against Austin Trout with Stanley Christodoulou's 118-109 scorecard. No, absolutely not. There's no way you get. I mean, Lara and Canelo wasn't in Texas, but you get where I'm going. The fact that he wasn't, that it is in Texas. He already gets fucked up scorecards as it is, like the damn draw scorecard from C.J. Ross with against Floyd Mayweather. He already gets fucked up scorecards in his favor. But then you put the cherry on top with him being in Texas. No way, bro. You gotta sleep him. And an underrated skill set that Canelo has, he's got a fucking beard. He's got a beard, bro. I've only seen him hurt like twice in all of his fights, against Floyd Mayweather and against Miguel Cotto's little brother, or older brother, excuse me. There's only 2 times I've ever seen him hurt. So, nah, man. It's a foregone conclusion, man. All right, fellas.
Before you up, I just wanted to say a fight, man. I've been watching this fight. I've probably seen it like 4 times now, man. And I really want to see the winner, Andre Ward, Kovalev, fight this man. Adonis Stevenson, Thomas Williams.
Oh,
man, that was a good fight. I don't know if you guys did a video on that fight, Bo or 2K. But that was a good fight. Thomas Williams, got knocked out. Rodriguez, in a slugfest where neither one of them showed any defense.
Yeah.
But he came in to show. He put up a valiant effort against Superman, but that left and those body shots it was ridiculous. I done watched that fight so many times. Yeah. So any of the viewers, man, take a look at that fight if you just got about 15, 20 minutes to blow.
Absolutely.
And pay attention to Corrala versus Linares.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's a fight right there, bro. That's a fight right there. I think my man's going to come home with the belt. You know what I'm saying? So
Who you got?
You said Jorge Linares. All day. Anthony Crolla's trash, B. Anthony, look, I'll never forget, and I know this was in 2012, but Anthony Crolla's not that much better. I will never forget how Anthony Crolla was beating Derry Matthews in every round, and then he clammed up and got knocked the fuck out in like the 6th or the 8th round, damn near through the ropes, in his hometown, in front of his bitches. In front of his bitches, dog. Nah, man, and he's not that much better. He's not that much better. He has improved, but he's not that much better to the point where he could beat a guy like Jorge Linares, bro. Jorge Linares is nice. Yeah. It's a good ass fight right there. I will be watching that shit. All right, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and conclude the segment right here. YouTube, do what you do in the comment section. Will be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.